Hello, and welcome to Kiss List Confessions, where authors of kissing books talk about kissing. I'm Melanie Johnson, and today with me I have Shannyn Schroeder. Hi, Shannyn.
Hello, good to be here.
Yeah, thanks for joining me. I'm excited to talk about all things kissing with you, and let's get right into it and talk about your very first kiss. But the trick is, I want you to tell us what this kiss was like in 3 words.
That's easy. And when you say first kiss, like this is the first memorable one. Like when you're in middle school and you're playing silly games, like I don't count that. I've got quiet, hesitant, soft.
Quiet, hesitant, soft. Okay, so this sounds like, that could be a middle school kiss, but it's not. So when was this?
I was a high school freshman. And so there was a boy I was seeing. Did not last long. It was on my front porch. So obviously it was quiet because you didn't want anybody from inside the house to know you were there. Because brothers, it's just brothers. So no, you didn't want anybody to know that. So yeah, so it was, and very nerve-wracking because I am not a very good sociable person. So, and I went to an all-girl school. So obviously this is not some dude I knew from school.
Where did you meet him?
I met him through a friend, and he lived in my neighborhood. And for where I lived on the far, far, far northwest side of Chicago, a few blocks until you hit the burbs. And my school was deeper in the city, not all the way in, but far enough that I was one of the last stops on the city bus. So not too many people live in my neighborhood who are going to these schools. And it just so happened that we knew a friend of mine and she introduced us, and things got ugly anyway, but that's why it didn't last long.
But the beginning was nice.
Yes, the beginning was nice because
so you're on your porch at your house?
Yes.
And were you just talking and
yeah, we were just sitting, that kind of awkward moment because we hadn't even gone on a date. We were just hanging out in the neighborhood, walking around kind of thing. So it wasn't even I don't even think
you would have been 14. So
yeah, 14. Where are you going to go without someone driving you or taking the bus together, So yeah, so we had walked around the neighborhood, and so then we were sitting on my porch, and it was dark out, but it was beginning of the school year stuff. So it was not super late, but late enough. And so we're sitting there, and he made the first move, but it's one of those very nerve-wracking things because I was 14 and I didn't know anything.
This is happening. This is happening.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so from that hesitant soft kiss, I want to move on to ask about and we always dream of that first kiss and how it's going to be and what it's going to be like. But other dreams we might be having are dreams of celebrities we might like to kiss. And I always like to put out the disclaimer that I understand that you're married, your celebrity hotties are probably involved in a relationship. This is pretend. So
well, your free pass though, right?
Exactly.
This would actually the first couple were really easy. And then I'm oh wait, I could really probably come up with a pretty long list if I really thought about it. But George Clooney, he has always been top of the list, since ER days, not Roseanne days, because the hair was awful then. But since ER, I've always liked him. And he's aged very well. And you talk about people who are, my age. Because I can appreciate someone who is very good looking and much younger, but no.
No, that's a great point. Someone who is of our age or whoever's age that, right, you said has you wow, that's a fine wine.
Right. I can look at a Chris Hemsworth and yeah, dude's hot, but no, I could not imagine he's too young.
Oh, I'm thinking in the newer rom-coms, to all the movies I loved before.
Oh, no, definitely not. Oh, those are
my kids' age.
That's repulsive. That's not oh, he's too young. No, that's oh no, I could be your mother.
Yeah, I know. That's where no. I think, but Chris Hemsworth, I think he's old enough.
Well, he is old enough, but for me, he still seemed Like it's so young. Not
Yeah.
super young, but young.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right, so George
George
Clooney.
Keanu Reeves, because I think everybody can agree, dude's got it going on. Like all around, he's just a good guy.
Yeah, I think he might be on my list too.
Yeah.
But sometimes you want to have like you want the Keanu Reeves kiss, but like I want the Keanu Reeves speed kiss. Like I want that kiss.
Yes, absolutely. And then my last one is Shamar Moore, and he's probably a bit younger, but not by much, I don't think. But baby girl.
He's got like that whole the baby girl thing that he does. Like he's just got like this. He's got this sexy confidence.
Yes, exactly. Like he can do no wrong there. Just walks in the room and he owns it, and it's like, okay, that's good.
Yes, you feel like you will be taken care of in this man's hands.
Yes.
All right, so moving from real people, even though they're celebrities are in weird ways not real people, but they are. So moving from that into fictional characters. This question is not so much about like characters that you have seen kiss or know have kissed or whatever, but there's something about them, their qualities, their personalities that you're like, oh, they would make a good kisser. So 3 fictional characters that you think would make great kissers.
This one is hard because I suck at remembering names. And like really when I'm reading a book, it's like that hero is like my favorite at the moment. But then when I move on to another book, I'm like, if I can remember his name, right? So that was hard. So I really only have 2 here. I can say like as a caveat, pretty much like any grumpy hero. Like there's something about a well-written grumpy hero that that when he finally lets loose and it's gonna be good. So that's like that's a big category there. But in terms of very specific ones, because they're long-running series and so they're characters that I've encountered over and over and over again. Ranger from the Stephanie Plum series. And I know that everybody's very much like, Team Joe, Team Ranger. I don't care who she ends up with because I really don't think like she's got some magic hoo-ha that has these, like she's not that great. But
what do they see in her?
Exactly. Like every book, like, and it's a comfort read. I really do. I love the books. I've read almost all of them. It's a comfort read because like she's gonna screw things up. Her car's gonna blow up. She's gonna have to, drive her grandma around. Like there are some things you just know. So they're
right. There's beats that are going to be hit, but that's okay because that's like you said, that's a comfort. Yes.
Right. So I really do love them, but yeah, like I really don't know what they see in her like as a woman, like why they vie for her attention. I don't get it. But Ranger is like he's got the Batman vibe, like he's super mysterious, but he's tons of money and he's good at what he does, and he's there when you need him, like always. Like she doesn't even have to turn around and it's like, oh, he's there.
So some competence porn or in there.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah. So yeah, definitely Ranger. And then my other favorite is Rourke from the In Death series, which I have not read all of because holy crap, like 50 books or whatever. It's a lot. But I've read a good chunk of them. And Rourke's, again, he's one of those guys that super powerful, super, super rich, which is funny because it's not at all what I would go for in real life. But
this is fiction.
Right, but it's fiction. And what I think it makes him so great is that I think partially because he grew up so poor, he grew up on the streets and stuff, like he is good at like knowing what Eve needs without being too overbearing, So yeah, I think without a doubt he would be a phenomenal kisser.
That's a tricky balance. And I have not read the In Death series books, but I've heard like you cannot be in the romance world and not have heard of Eve and Rourke. So
okay,
she's
I don't live by those kinds of rules because otherwise I would have been thrown out a long time ago.
But she sounds like from her personality, because I haven't read the books, but she sounds like she's a strong person herself. And so to have someone who can, kind of be there for her, but not like be, like you said, like not kind of take over or anything is a tricky balance. So that's great. All right. So we're going to move from fictional characters where you think about what they might be like as kissers to actual kisses you have seen on the screen. 3 favorite kisses from, and we know we're going to assume they're all from TV.
Yes, they are, because I watch a lot of TV. And I was like, I could come up with a big list. I'm going to narrow it down, like my 3 favorite ones. Probably like the newest one would be David and Patrick from Schitt's Creek.
Oh, yes.
Because they are like, and I was very late to the Schitt's Creek game, and people kept talking about that show. And I tried it. I'm like, no, like, what is so great about this? And really, like, I kept watching it really only for Stevie because she was hilarious.
I can see why you could, yeah, I can see why Stevie appeals to you.
Yes. And so it wasn't until you get like into the second season where I was like, now I get it. Like, this is a really good show. And that's about, I think, when Patrick came on the scene, and like to watch their relationship was just awkward and funny and just nice.
It was great. So I agree. I was the same thing. So many people raved about the show, raved, and I started watching and I was like, okay, but then yeah, it just becomes it's a wonderful all of the characters develop and become these other people. And yeah, Patrick, and that scene, the karaoke scene, is like that like lives in my mind as the kind of feels you want anytime you're reading a romance, that those feels and during that scene.
Yes.
And I feel like the first kiss is like, that was like in a car or something. It was like after they had kind of a date.
Yeah.
I don't remember their actual first kiss, but like, it doesn't even matter because it was like that whole, like you said, like from the first meeting where they're kind of getting to know each other and dancing around things and how their personalities, they are the whole opposites attract, and how they kind of fill in each other's spaces. So that's a great one. So David and Patrick from Schitt's Creek. Okay, next.
Nick and Jess from New Girl.
Yes.
They are another pair that like dance around and they're together and they're not. But that, like, the scene, I think the first kiss was when it was the whole good night thing where it was like, okay, good night. And then it was like, boom.
I know exactly what kiss you're talking about. And if you haven't seen the kiss between Nick and Jess on New Girl, Google it, watch it on YouTube. It is worth it. And there's this whole buildup, like, will they, won't they, will they, won't they? And he's trying to, like, get all romantic, and he's gonna really lay it on her. And then stuff keeps happening to stop them from doing it. And then, yeah, like you said, it's like this, because their rooms are across from each other in the apartment they share, and he's like he's just not like this romantic lead type of person, but when he goes for it, he like goes for it.
Yeah.
And it's like that thing where she's like, huh.
Yeah, didn't see that coming.
What just happened? It is a great scene. It's a great scene. Yeah, good kiss.
Yes. Okay, and my last one is probably my all-time favorite, Luke and Lorelai from Gilmore Girls. Because Luke is like the ultimate grumpy hero. I love Luke.
Yes.
He is. And so he's actually one of those, like, at the front door. And it's like, it's one of those, when you read about him in a book, a lot of people are like, dude, if someone ever said he was going to kiss me to shut me up, I would like hurt him. But that's pretty much what he does. Like, because Lorelai, she rambles.
I think plus there's this was a long time coming. We know both their personalities. So to watch this unfold, like basically if he's going to do it, that's kind of what he has to do. Because like you said, she will just keep talking until he literally shuts her up with his mouth.
Yes. Yeah. So that one was like, because I think partially because we wait so long for it, like, just come on already,
there are a lot of misses with them, which is like the fact that they had to keep coming up with new ones, like.
Yes, who can we disrupt it with this time? So that they're probably my all-time favorite, but I think that's mostly because I adore Luke.
You adore the grumpy hero. Yes. He is one of the top, grumpy heroes.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you're going to make your kissing kissing music playlist. What 3 songs are going on that playlist?
Okay. So at first I thought I was going to have a really hard time with this because I'm like, what would I use? I'm like, duh, I make playlists for every book I write.
Yep.
So, okay, open up Spotify, dummy. So what I did is I just chose one song from the book I have releasing right now, the next book in the series, and then the book that I'm currently drafting.
Perfect.
Yes, so I have a wide range. So Between Two Thieves is the book that's releasing right now, and that one it's a second chance romance. So I've got Slow Hands by Neil Horan. Is that how you say his name? I don't know. The One Direction dude. Like, I don't pay attention to these guys because I really go by sound, and so like a lot of times I end up with things on my playlist, and my kids are like, "You listen to that?" I'm like, "Not really. No, it was the song." So that's
It's so funny how they can get offended by anything, our children.
yes. Well, my children get offended easily when I have a playlist because they get stuck listening to it so much. And if they don't like songs on it, too damn bad. There's a lot of that. The next book is To Catch a Thief, and that song is Here in My Arms by Leon Bridges.
Okay.
And then the last one for the book that I'm currently drafting right now, it's just the hero's name is Ronan. The book doesn't have a title because I suck at titles. I Want to Make You Close Your Eyes by Dierks Bentley.
Oh, okay.
But,
So tell us a little bit more.
Bentley is a pretty good one. Like, he's got a few that are
Like you could just like
yeah,
put him on the playlist and you'd be
yes,
set
you
with
probably
some
could. A whole lot of his. Oh yeah, he's got a lot of dude bro country kind of things too, but he does have quite a few that are good for, you know.
Well, all of these songs, if you're watching or listening to this, all of these songs will be on the Kiss List Confessions playlist on Spotify. So you'll be able to hear all of the author's choices in one place. But tell us a little bit more about the series that you just mentioned.
I'm writing it under a pen name, Sloane Steele. So it's not a secret pen name.
Okay. Open
and yes, it's very open secret because I don't like to be two people. So it is a heist romance series. Book 1 came out in April. That one is It Takes a Thief. Book 2, Between Two Thieves, is out like today, but you guys won't see this today because
right. So by the time you're watching this, it'll be out. You can go and get it.
Exactly. And then book 3 is To Catch a Thief. And so it's a trilogy of heist romances where a team is assembled to steal art from some rich dudes and replace it with forgeries, to help out victims of a scam and, you know, take the rich dudes down a few pegs. But each book has a separate romance and you get an HEA and kissing and stuff.
I was just thinking about, you know, my favorite rom-com ever, like book-wise, and Jenny Cruzy, Faking It is one of my all-time favorites, and there is the whole art forgery and stealing paintings and taking down the rich bad guy kind of situation. So yes, lots of fun there.
Yes, that's one of my favorites.
It kind of has those vibes.
Yes.
Has those vibes. So definitely check that out. That's Sloane Steele, and you can check out that entire series. It's available, you know, wherever digital books are sold. And yeah, so thank you so much, Shannyn/Sloane, for joining me today for Kiss List Confessions. And we'll see you later. Thanks.
Thank you very much for having me. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.